So regarding the session that I'm going to talk about, so today I am Dikshant Saraf from BloodConnect Foundation, and we are really proud to announce the collaboration with NSS Heritage Institute of Technology, Kolkata. So now without any further ado, I would like to invite our speaker for the today's evening, Miss Siddhatri Sharma. So she has been a helpline volunteer and she's an amazing speaker from awareness team. And now over to Siddhatri. And yeah, Siddhatri, are you?
Yes, Dikshan, thank you so much for that introduction. And good evening, everybody. And thank you so much for, first of all, for being here. So, as Dikshant already said, my name is Siddhatri Sharma. I'm a student of economics with Symbiosis School of Economics. I'm in my second year. And today we'll be talking about blood donation, why blood donation is important, a lot of myths that are related to blood donation, and one very important aspect that we at BloodConnect have started, which is making people aware about thalassemia. So how thalassemia is, what thalassemia is, and creating awareness about it. So I will present, and in the meanwhile, I have a question. So is there anybody here who has not donated blood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Deep, you haven't donated blood. Is there a particular reason why you haven't donated blood?
Age res- age restriction.
Age restriction. Okay. Anybody else who hasn't donated blood because of any other restrictions you might have? Weight, hemoglobin, age restrictions. Uh, Dikshant, I am unable to present my screen, so would you like give me the permission for that?
Yeah, sure. Just a second, Siddharth.
So, what you guys told me there's age restrictions, but I'm sure there must be a lot of people who haven't donated blood because they never got a chance to donate blood. So, a lot of people say कि हमने कभी blood donate नहीं किया, but it's not like we're unwilling to do it. It's not like हम में से किसी को भी पता चलेगा that we're eligible for it. We can donate blood, और हम फिर भी बोलेंगे कि we do not want to donate blood. I feel we're very aware, and anytime somebody needs blood, we're always very enthusiastic about it. All of us donate, but the thing is हमें पता नहीं होता who needs blood, because at any given point of time it is next to impossible कि आपकी city में किसी को blood नहीं चाहिए होगा. It is like a very high possibility कि आपके आसपास there is always a requirement for blood. So how do you get to know if somebody needs blood? ये जो gap create होता है no, इसको कम करने के लिए there's one very vital step that all of us need to take on our behalf, which is registering ourselves as donors. You can do that with BloodConnect. You can do that with any NGO which is there in your city. You can call your nearby blood bank and you can donate blood. But it's very important to be registered as a donor, because जब आप कहीं पे हो, when you're registered, when somebody has your name, your number, your address, only then they can contact you, right? That you have the same blood group and somebody might need blood. Otherwise it's very tough. Otherwise it's like a shot in the dark. Kabhi aapke lifetime mein if somebody needs blood, one or two people, then you'll go donate, but you'll never get to know. So it's very important to register yourselves as donors, and this is one of the most basic steps we should take. And for all of those who told me that you guys have age restrictions, who are under 18 currently, it is very important for you people also to be aware about the fact that how once you turn 18 you apply for your voter ID card and then your driving license and everything. So one of those things is also registering yourself as a donor. So this is to create awareness that it's very important for us to be regular donors. I will just share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible? I will.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, it's okay. So, first of all, I would like the session to be really interactive, and so I would love if there's anything at all in between when I'm talking, anything you want to say, any question you have, any input you have, anything that I haven't shared through the course. Please feel free to just unmute and ask and put in your inputs, so that it can be an interactive session, so that all of us know that we've gained something out of the session. So, why is this stuck? Right. About BloodConnect, as I have already, I'll talk about BloodConnect. I'll start off with what BloodConnect is. So BloodConnect is actually we're an NGO that was started in 2010 in Delhi when a group of students, pretty much our age, they got together and they decided that the situation of blood donation is very bad in our country, and this was 11 years back. So they got together and they saw that the situation was really grave, and they started BloodConnect in IIT Delhi. Currently, it is spread to 50 plus colleges, and our vision is to ensure safe blood is available at the right blood bank at the right time all across India. So, our main aim is to reduce blood shortage through voluntary blood donation, which means we try to connect the donors and the people who need blood. And we operate a number of, there's a lot of activities we do. There's awareness sessions, which, lately we've been doing online because of the pandemic restrictions. We organize blood donation camps. We have a helpline where you or anybody in your family or your friends, if anybody ever needs blood, you can always raise a helpline, and we register people as donors. So we have this all India database, and anytime we get a helpline, we'll go to our database and we'll check nearby kaun se donors hain who can safely donate blood, and we contact those donors. So basically we act as a channel between voluntary blood donors and those who need blood. So there's multiple initiatives that we have launched to ensure a continuous sufficient blood supply to blood banks through blood donation camps and weekly donations, improving awareness by organizing street plays, info talks, competitions, helping those in dire need by operating a helpline. People can just go onto our website and they can just put in a request ki so and so needs blood, and we try to arrange it at our shortest. So these are the main functions we undertake, and we've been working for almost 11 years in the field of blood donation. And today we're a movement that has saved more than 3 lakh lives. We've organized almost 1,050 camps with different colleges, with a lot of corporates, with a lot of RWAs. Throughout the pandemic, we were organizing blood donations. So this is mainly what we do at BloodConnect. Now coming to why there is a problem in India pertaining to blood donation. Why do we say blood donation ki problem hai? Yeah, why are we specifically, why are all of us here today to talk about blood donation? What is the problem? So the problem here is that India requires annually almost 15 million units of blood. Okay, out of these 15 million, India is only able to cater to somewhere around 13 million units, which means कि 2 million का annual shortage होता है blood units का in India every year. This is on a yearly basis, not a total figure, but on an yearly basis, 2 million blood units का shortage होता है India में. Other than that, there's 10,000 new thalassemia major cases that are added in India every year. So there's a lot of diseases. People need transfusions for an array of things. Kitna kuch hota hai when people need blood transfusions. So this again creates a problem because there is lack of awareness. Because jitna blood donate hona chahiye, utna nahi ho pa raha hai. As per World Health Organization, per every 1,000 people, 10 to 20 in your country should be donating blood. तो हर 1,000 लोगों में से एटलीस्ट 10 to 20 लोगों को ब्लड डोनेट करना चाहिए. In India, that figure is less than 8. So not even 8 people end up donating blood. Then more than 75% donors only donate once a year. So donation is not something which आप सिर्फ साल में एक बार कर सकते हो. And on that note, I'd actually like to ask, is there anybody here who could tell me कि how regularly can you donate blood? Like what is the time limit? कितना time देना होता है between consecutive donations? Anybody? Once in a year, twice a year, 6 times a year. What do you think?
Twice in a year, ma'am.
Twice. Okay. Anybody else?
3 months gap.
3. Yes, Deep. Thank you so much. So it is very safe for us, the youth, to donate once in every 3 months. The reason being that your blood replenishes every 3 months, and so you can donate every 3 months. And the most important thing here is that most people believe कि हम लोग साल में सिर्फ एक बार या दो बार donate कर सकते हैं. So it's very important कि when you're donating, you can't just donate once and feel कि okay, my duty here is done. That's not how it works, right? You need to donate regularly. You need to be aware about the problem at hand, and so you need to be regular with your donation. So once in every 3 months, you can very easily donate blood. And see, even blood, like everything else, blood can also be healthy and unhealthy, right? Now आपको तो पता होगा that the youth of this country, हम लोग with the healthiest part of the population, right, 18 to 35 40, हम सबसे healthy होते हैं, which automatically translates to the fact कि हमारा blood भी सबसे healthy होता है, is why we are the most eligible part of the population that can donate blood regularly. And so it's very important that we are aware of our duties about donating blood. Then there's also less than 3 blood banks per million of the population. So there's a lot of lack of infrastructure, which I'm sure all of you have seen in the previous days also. Our healthcare system has been collapsing. People can't find blood. There's so much blood shortage. There's so much shortage of oxygen, beds, basic medicines and everything. So our healthcare system also, there's a lot of lack of infrastructure. And on top of that, we as citizens are not aware about our duties. So it's very important to, uh, you know, understand the need for blood donation. Now, why blood donation? Why am I talking about blood donation? Why is it important to donate blood? Is because number one, unlike other things, अब जैसे कोई medicine की shortage है, what can you do? You can produce it, right, in a lab. Blood isn't something you can manufacture. It's not something you can produce in a lab. It's only something that can be transferred from one body to another. So that is the first reason why it's very important to donate blood. The second one is that shortage leads to rise of paid blood and professional donors, which leads to stress, higher chances of diseases, and even death. So in a lot of cases, blood units की इतनी कमी हो जाती है that it causes a lot of emotional burden तो है ही of trying to get a blood unit for somebody. There's also financial burden because there's black marketing of blood that's happening in our country. People have to pay excessive amounts of money to get 1 unit 350 ml of something जो हमारी bodies इतना freely produce कर रही है and which we can easily donate in 7 to 8 minutes. So it creates a lot of stress. It leads to chances of diseases. People die because they cannot get a unit of something that आप freely इतना easily किसी को दे सकते हो. So it's very important to understand the critical situation in our country about the lack of blood donation. Then there's awareness. Awareness among the youth and the poor is low. So blood donation is in fact beneficial to the donor. It actually helps you see agar aapka blood healthy hai ya nahi. It actually also prevents a lot of heart diseases, and it's very safe to donate blood. End of the day, blood donation is one cause जिसमें हमारे लिए अपना personal profit देखना isn't important at all. It's not a necessity in the first place, right? When we talk of blood donation, we always have to think about the fact that just 1 unit of blood that I am going out, I am donating, is saving somebody's life. And the sense of satisfaction that you get of doing something for someone else is the sole motivation you should have for blood donation. It is healthy for you, no doubt. It's very healthy for you. It's absolutely safe for you. But what needs to be our main motive is the fact that you are saving lives by doing this. That is a very great impact you're making. Right. So, I've said it, like the youth holds the key, and we've talked about how it's very important for the youth to be aware. So, why do we say that, the youth holds the key? We need to convince only 6% of college going students to donate annually to solve this problem. 6% of college going students, 2% of the youth. So, I mean, the basic necessity to cover the blood shortage in this country इसकी 2% हम सब में से सिर्फ 2% रेगुलरली डोनेट कर लें. And the actual amount जो youth donate करता है, it's not even equivalent to 0.6%. I think that is the most embarrassing statistic we have, because as the youth of this country, हमें अपनी duties ही नहीं पता. We don't know how important it is to donate blood. We don't know, that we're supposed to register ourselves as donors, that we're supposed to regularly donate. And we have so many myths around blood donation. There's so many people who come up and say, मुझे injection से बहुत डर लगता है, तो I can't, donate blood. But is 2 or 3 minutes of your fear, is that greater than saving somebody else's life? So, each aware and motivated donor can save over 750 lives. Is why we're organizing these awareness sessions, so that all of us are motivated to donate blood, so that all of us actually go out there and donate blood. So it is safe to donate blood every 3 months, as we talked about. Then every donation saves up to 4 lives. Now, can anybody tell me how this is possible? एक donation से, एक unit blood से 4 lives कैसे बच सकती है? Anybody?
Yeah, different components of blood. That's why.
Yes, thank you so much, Shashi Shekhar. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So it can save up to 4 lives because your blood is made up of a lot of components, right? There's plasma, platelets, RBC, WBC. So un charo components ko you separate them and you give the person only the component that they need. So it ends up saving up to 4 lives. Then donors can donate from age 18 through age 65. Again, जो आपका कैप होता है, however, if you're donating for the first time, तो आपको 60 के बाद नहीं donate करना चाहिए. And awareness at this age, at a young age, makes larger impact in the society. Because I believe there are people here who are under 18 who have age restrictions on donation. The fact that you're aware about this, even before you can donate blood, will make you citizens who will be devoted towards this cause. It will make you citizens who will regularly donate, who will talk to their peers about it, who will understand the situation at hand, right? Which is the most important aspect of all. So what is thalassemia now? We've been talking about, I told you that we'll be talking about thalassemia. So is there anybody here who's ever heard of thalassemia? Kya hota hai? Ya somebody who might have thalassemia? Anybody?
Yeah, I know about thalassemia.
Okay. Do you know somebody who has thalassemia, or do you generally know like what the disease is?
It changes the structure of red blood cells.
Yes, Deep, exactly. So again, thalassemia it's an inherited blood disorder. I hope you can see the two diagrams on my screen. So there's the normal red blood cells, and then there's the thalassemia ka red blood cells. So you see the red blood cell is a malformed red blood cell, which means uska structure kharab ho jata hai, which means it isn't able to provide appropriate amount of hemoglobin to your body, right? So that is in the gist of it was what thalassemia is. Now, thalassemia, by definition, is an inherited blood disorder in which the body is unable to make adequate hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the protein in red blood cells, I'm sure all of you know, that carries oxygen. And the disorder results in large number of red blood cells being destroyed, which leads to anemia. So anybody here who's aware of, are you guys aware of what anemia is? Or, does anybody have it here? Anybody?
Hemoglobin shortage.
Yeah. Exactly. So anemia is a shortage of hemoglobin, lack of oxygen, makes you very weak, very prone to diseases. And I mean, anemia ke bare mein itni awareness raised hui hai. I remember, I think there's this one Horlicks or something ad for women that talks about how most women in India before the age of 40, under the age of 40, have anemia, right? So thalassemia is something that you can only inherit. It's not something like COVID, which is contagious, जो एक इंसान से दूसरे को फैल सकता है. It's only something you can inherit. So if your parents have thalassemia, you have a chance of having thalassemia, right? Now, if both your parents have thalassemia minor, so there's a 50% chance that you will have thalassemia minor. There's a 25% chance that you'll be normal, and there's a 25% chance that you will have thalassemia major. So we understood that we're talking about two types of thalassemia here: thalassemia minor and thalassemia major. Right. So what is the difference between these two? Is that thalassemia minor होता है जब आप inherit करते हो thalassemia gene from one of your parents. Thalassemia major happens जब आप दोनों parents से एक thalassemia minor gene inherit करते हो. That is when thalassemia major happens. So thalassemia minor in itself, it's no big deal. बहुत लोगों को थैलेसीमिया होता है. There's a very good chance कि हम सब जो यहाँ पे हैं, हम में से किसी को भी थैलेसीमिया हो सकता है, because it's very tough to detect. आपको कोई symptoms नहीं होते. You never get to know. You do your daily activities easily, right? So it's very difficult to detect. There's the presence of one abnormal gene. and the carrier might not exhibit any symptoms and lead an absolutely normal life. The symptoms वैसे होते नहीं, but in case आपको थोड़े symptoms हो, तो it could be mild or no anemia, you can pass the abnormal gene to the next generation. So although thalassemia आपको individually affect नहीं करता, you can end up passing that gene to the next generation. You can end up passing it on to your kids. This is why it's very important to be tested for thalassemia, to know that you have thalassemia before you plan a family or anything. And the third is slight iron deficiency that you could have at times. Right now, thalassemia major is the problem at hand that we are talking. Thalassemia major happens when there's the presence of two abnormal and mutated genes, one from each parent. They appear normal at birth, but the body can produce little or no adult hemoglobin. It leads to anemia, and it requires lifelong blood transfusion every 15 to 30 days. So there's very little hemoglobin that your body is producing. Okay, on this note, does anybody know what is the normal amount of hemoglobin that should be there in your body?
It's 50 lakh average.
Hemoglobin. Like how much of hemoglobin should you have in your body? There's a range that it falls in, right? Anybody? No one? Okay, so the normal amount of hemoglobin in an adult is anywhere between 12 to 12.5. On an average, they say 12 to 12.5 is very healthy amount of hemoglobin. It is what your body needs. So utna hemoglobin hona chahiye. Aapka hemoglobin level should be 12 to 12.5. Now what happens is, because there's no hemoglobin, right, and your RBCs are being destroyed in a very large capacity, aapko for the rest of your life, you need blood transfusions every 15 to 30 days. So every 15 to 30 days, you need a blood transfusion. And a single donor can donate how many times? Only once in 3 months, right? So imagine the shortage it creates. Because every 15 days, you have to find a new donor of the same blood group. And along with that, there's other financial expenses. So it places a major financial burden on the family when a kid has thalassemia major. The symptoms are fatigue, enlarged spleen, loss of appetite, low anemia or HB, facial bone deformities, fever. The child will be very weak, very prone to diseases and everything. So these are some of the major symptoms of thalassemia major. And it's very tough to cope with thalassemia major. It poses a lot of, financial trouble on the family. The cost of regular blood transfusions for a thalassemic person is almost 1.5 to 2 lakhs every year. And we're talking about families that come from lower and middle income classes. People cannot afford to spend that much of money only on blood transfusion. Uske alawa medicines hain, the child needs treatment, they're regularly visiting the doctor and everything. There's so many other things that are going on. So it's very tough, and then there's the emotional burden of it, knowing that your child is very sick or they regularly need blood transfusions. The emotional stress, every 15 days I have to get a unit of blood or somebody could lose their life. So there are certain facts in thalassemia. 1 in every 25 Indians suffer from thalassemia. It's very, very common in India. Every day, nearly 90,000 thalassemia minor children are born in India. But thalassemia minor per se, it's not a problem. For example, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who's a very popular Bollywood actor, even he has thalassemia minor. So thalassemia minor is not a problem. But every day, nearly 25 thalassemia major children are born in India. So like calculate that for the whole year, and then over the years, imagine the number of people, who have thalassemia major, who are present in India. And we, on our behalf, the least we can do is like go donate a unit of blood. But most of us don't even end up doing that. The country's blood transfusion burden is nearly 2 lakh units every year. And 4 out of 10 thalassemia patients will be unemployed or underemployed because of disability adjusted lifestyle years. In fact, जो thalassemia है, उसका situation is so grave in India. There's such less blood available in India that most kids with thalassemia die within the first 2 decades. Like before turning 20, most kids lose their life because they cannot arrange, sufficient amount of blood for themselves. इतनी blood की shortage है in our country, and this is just thalassemia. There's so many other things, other disorders in which people might need blood. So facts and figures of thalassemia in India. In 2018, India is the thalassemia capital of the world with 40 million carriers and over 1 lakh thalassemia majors under blood transfusion every month. In 2018, over 1 lakh patients across the country die before they turn 20 due to lack of access to treatment. So I just told you that most of them die before they even turn 20. The first case of thalassemia in India was reported way back in 1938. And every year, 10,000 children with thalassemia major are born in India. Then some quick facts about thalassemia. Thalassemia isn't exactly a disease. It's more of a blood disorder. It is characterized by less hemoglobin, fewer red blood cells in the body, and it leads to large number of RBCs being destroyed. It leads to anemia. So there's fatigue, yellow skin, facial bone deformities, stunted growth, etc. It is an inherited disease. It is directly passed on from the parents to their children. The two biggest risk factors are number one, family history, which means whether your parents have it or not, and ethnicity. So, thalassemia is more common in Asia, China, Mediterranean, African countries. Reason being, our healthcare systems aren't as improvised as first world countries. So because our healthcare systems aren't that good, we are very prone to having widespread amount of diseases, and ethnicity also sort of contributes to thalassemia. So thalassemia major occurs when a child inherits two mutated genes, one from each parent. The treatment is regular blood transfusions. Because you're getting regular blood transfusions, आपकी body में iron बहुत high हो जाता है. So उस iron को थोड़ा सा to lower the amount of iron in your body, there is chelation therapy that you have to undergo. It removes the excess iron buildup in the body. And prenatal blood tests can reveal if an unborn fetus may develop thalassemia. So a pregnant woman can undergo the test, and she will get to know whether her child will have thalassemia or not. So this in totality is what thalassemia is. And I hope like everybody here has understood what thalassemia is and how important it is to, be aware about thalassemia so that we can actually do something about it. Time for national policy on thalassemia. So there's been a lot of talk about thalassemia is such a grave disorder. हर साल इतने बच्चे they die because of thalassemia because of lack of blood. So they're planning on passing a policy on thalassemia. A lot of NGOs have appealed to the government to make it compulsory for pregnant women to undergo a test to see if their fetus will have thalassemia or not. So that they can accordingly plan. When a child has thalassemia, it requires a lot of resources on behalf of the family. You also need to have the appropriate amount of money. You also need to have the appropriate amount of resources. So they're trying to make it compulsory, but again, abhi to priority pay is COVID for as far as we can see. So let's see, hopefully, if we get this policy in some time. Now, this is about blood groups. This is again very important. It's a very important chart, and I will just take a minute. I want everybody here to check their blood group and to check to whom they can donate, because it's a very common misconception, right? So I've seen a lot of people who, let's say they have A negative, so they'll say I can only donate to A negative. How can I donate to AB positive or AB negative? So there's a lot of myths that are related to it. So please just check what your blood group is and to whom you can donate so that you yourself are aware about it. This is very important. You should always have these things in mind. Right. So these are some misconceptions that that might be there about thalassemia. That might be there about blood donation. So the first one is, how many days should a donor wait after a blood donation for the next donation? So all of us discussed this, that blood donors must wait at least 56. So it's 3 months for men, 4 for women, as per the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, between your blood donations. How many days should a donor wait after a platelet donation till the next donation? So that is 48 hours. Platelet donation is entirely different. It's not whole blood ki tarah. So platelet donation, you have to wait for 48 hours. And for other, platelet के बाद अगर आपको whole blood donate करना है, then you have to give it a gap of 28 days, right? How long should you wait to donate blood after having a tattoo made? Again, a lot of people say we can't donate blood because we have a tattoo. Not true. You can donate blood if you have a tattoo, but you have to wait 6 months after getting the tattoo. What are the age and weight requirements for blood donation? So the age and weight requirements is 18 to 65 years. And the minimum weight that you're supposed to have is supposed to be 55 kgs. The hemoglobin requirement for blood donation, so as we talked about, healthy amount of hemoglobin 12 to 12.5. Can pregnant women or breastfeeding women donate blood? No, pregnant women and breastfeeding women cannot donate blood. And can a person who consumes alcohol donate blood? Again, yes, if you consume alcohol, you can donate blood. However, there should not be alcohol in your blood while you're donating blood. So 24 hours donation se pehle, do not consume alcohol. And it's also advised that 24 hours after your donation, you do not consume alcohol. Right. So, there's a lot of things we can do when we know कि कुछ गलत है, कुछ सही नहीं है. The first thing you can do is to introduce. What can we as individuals do? We'll talk about, hum as an individual, as a single person. What can we do? How can we contribute? So the first is to introduce, to know about blood donation, to know कि blood donation इतनी बड़ी problem है हमारी country में, to make people aware about blood donation, spread the word, tell people about blood donation, ask them to register as donors and how important it is. Right, introduce BloodConnect to your family, friends, hospitals, blood banks, NGOs, anybody that we could help. Second, make it a habit. You cannot donate blood once and then say, okay, now my responsibility is done for my life. You need to be regular with it, right? So donate regularly, donate every 3 to 4 months on special occasions, birthdays and everything, rather than say, okay, fine, let's take out some time, let's donate blood first, and then we can go have a nice party, right? So, okay, on that note, does anybody here know कि आपको blood donate करने में कितना time लगता है? For those who've donated blood, how much time does it take to donate blood?
Half an hour, approx half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Shashi. So, yeah, donating blood will take anywhere between, so the actual process जिसमें वो आपकी body से blood extract करते हैं is only 7 to 10 or 15 minutes. And the whole procedure, because पहले आपका blood check करते हैं, then they'll extract the blood, then they'll ask you to eat something and rest. So that will take half an hour to 1 hour at the most. And I think all of us can spare that sort of time. Be a helpline patron, volunteer to help people in emergencies. You can act as a helpline patron. आप बोल सकते हो कि I will volunteer every day so and so hours so that I can help people who need blood. Then the third thing you can do is participate. You can join BloodConnect. You can join any other NGO that works for blood donation. You can talk to a nearby blood bank about what you can do. You can spread the movement to your city. You can promote participation in our events. And the fourth thing, which is the highest level of participation, is lead. You can lead the movement. You can provide leadership to BloodConnect. You can say, okay, I am from this city and my city does not have a BloodConnect team. Or maybe my city doesn't have, any team that is working for blood donation. So I will start one. I will make my own team and I will spread the movement in this city. हम city में एक form circulate करेंगे. We'll make a database and we'll work for blood donation in the city. So these are some of the things that we can do. Voluntary action throughout the pandemic. So throughout the pandemic also, BloodConnect, we have continuously worked. I personally handled so many helplines of people in distress. They needed blood. And I mean, the one thing I've learned from it is that as a community, as people, we are extremely compassionate. I don't remember calling a single person who straight up said ki, no, I will not go out there and donate blood. Everybody we called, we told them that so and so needs blood. If they had a particular restriction like weight, or maybe they were sick, they did not donate. But other than that, they were so willing to donate. People have been so willing to donate. They've been so outgoing, and it's been so great because there were a lot of things. Our blood banks, they ran dry last year. I'm sure all of you know. They're like the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. They had to actually go out there. They had to give guidelines. They had to appeal to the people. Please go and donate blood. People do not have blood in this country. So there's a lot of voluntary action that we also undertook. Every blood bank we contacted, we made sure proper sanitation ki guidelines hai, the following all the SOPs that have been provided to them, and we did a lot of camps with RWAs. We handled so many helplines. So there's a lot of action that we did throughout the pandemic. We did so many awareness sessions so that everybody at their homes is also aware, so that at least they're signing up as donors whenever somebody needs them. They can be there to make people aware about the cause. Then there's safety precautions. Again, as I told, जो भी blood banks से हमने contact किया, we made sure they were maintaining social distancing. The couches are sanitized before and after your donation. The temperature checkups, other health checkups, all of them have been done. And a lot of people say कि COVID का situation है and it's so bad to go out there and donate blood. The fact is, it's been 1 year, right? Almost one year, 1 month. जब से lockdown implement हुआ इंडिया में, in the last 1 year, at some point or the other, हम सब अपने घर से बाहर गए, right? All of us went out of our homes, maybe market गए, maybe दोस्तों से मिलने गए, maybe to eat out somewhere. हम सबने किया पिछले 1 साल में. The risk in going to a market, in going to a cafe, or going to meet your friends is so much more of getting COVID rather than going to a blood bank. जहाँ पे वो distancing maintain कर रहे हैं, everything is being sanitized, you're continuously wearing your mask. It is so much more safer to donate blood. So, it's a very baseless argument. When you have done other things, donating blood is no special out of the world thing. It's very common and it's very important for us, all of us, to donate. It's extremely safe to donate blood. Trust me on this. So we have this video here, which is like a short social message.
Siddharthi, actually, it is not
Yeah.
audible. The
It's
video was
not
not audible.
audible.
Yeah.
I don't know. My volume is on. Like, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay, I'll just retry. Just tell me if it's audible.
When the video was on, when the video was working, was your mic muted or unmuted?
No, it was unmuted. It was audible to me.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll just try again.
Just check on the options of your screen share. Just once.
Option. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think it'll happen now.
Hello, Uncle. Hello.
Is it audible, Dikshant?
Yes, it was now.
Yeah. Okay.
हेलो अंकल. हेलो. मैं आपको थैंक यू कहना चाहती हूँ. थैंक यू किस लिए? वो एक्चुअली मुझे ना थैलेसीमिया है. और हर महीने आप जैसे अंकल आंटी खून देते हैं और मेरी मदद करते हैं, पर मुझे पता नहीं वो कौन है, इसलिए सबको थैंक यू बोल देती हूँ. तो थैंक यू.
पर बेटा मैंने तो कभी ब्लड डोनेट किया ही नहीं.
कोई बात नहीं, नेक्स्ट टाइम के लिए बाय.
बाय. 18 साल की उम्र से रक्तदान करें, ये किसी की जिंदगी बचा सकता है.
So this in itself is such a great message. We understand how important it is to donate blood. कितना बड़ा impact होता है किसी पे when you donate blood. So now we'll have a short quiz for everybody to see if you guys were actually listening or not. But like the one condition is that I want like maximum people to participate. So please just unmute your mics and let's see who gives the quickest answer. We'll see who gets this. Okay. So first question, what is the maximum number of lives a single unit of blood can save and how?
Four.
Yes.
Because different components of blood.
How?
Different components of blood like RBC, WBC, platelets, and plasma. That's right.
Yes, exactly. So the answer is 3 to 4 lives, the 4 components of blood, and all of these can separately save lives. Okay, next question. Which is the rarest blood group?
AB negative.
AB negative. Anybody else? Anybody else?
The
O
Bombay
negative.
blood group is also there, which is
Bombay blood group. Yes. Okay.
Negative.
Okay.
O negative.
Okay, let's see what the answer is. It's AB negative because 1 in every 167 people have AB negative blood, and O positive is the most common one because 1 in every 3 people, they have O positive. So somebody mentioned the Bombay blood group also. The Bombay blood group is rarer, but it doesn't fall in the OAB category. So OAB category mein AB negative is the rarest blood group that we have. Okay, next question. Which is the universal blood donor?
AB
O negative.
positive.
O negative.
O negative.
AB positive. AB positive.
Okay, we
O
have a lot
negative.
of answers.
No.
Let's see.
Blood
Yes.
donor group. It's a O negative. Oh, sorry.
Yes, exactly. So you were correct. It's O negative. O negative can donate to anybody, and AB positive can receive from anybody. So O negative is the universal blood donor. AB positive is the universal blood recipient. Okay, fourth question. How long does it take for our body to replenish donated blood?
3 months.
3 months?
56
Yes.
days.
3 months.
Okay, let's see.
It's
So your
120
body
days.
will replace plasma and platelets within 48 hours. Red blood cells will take 4 to 6 weeks, and you need to wait 90 days or 12 weeks to, donate again. The thing is that you do not need that your blood is replenished when you don't need to replenish donated blood to stay healthy. You are healthy as it is, irrespective whether that blood is replenished or not. Okay, so I mean, with that, we were towards the end of our session for today, and I just want to say that I hope there was some effort I could do, and there was some minute thought that I could instigate in you about how important it is to register yourself as donors, to regularly donate blood, and to undertake the cause as your own. Because see, kabhi bhi kuch hota hai, there's two things you can do, right? The first thing all of us have done, we attended this awareness session. We're aware about blood donation. We're aware about blood shortage. We're aware about thalassemia. We're aware about things. Now, the second step, when you're aware about something, is to act, is to take action, is कि अपनी तरफ से हम सब कुछ करें. And that all of us can only do individually. So I hope that, all of you will take action now. All of you will be regular blood donors. You will sign yourself up as donors, and that you understand the importance of blood donation. So you could be the difference. I request all of you to support us in this movement of, mitigating blood shortage in India, to join us. And I would just like to thank all of you for, attending this session today. I have our website, LinkedIn, and Instagram links up, so you can go check us out. I have the number for Parul and Dikshant from the awareness team. You could contact them, and we're always, we'll always be working towards this cause. So please do help us and support us with this. And that's all I can, I think that's the note I would like to end this on. So thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Siddharthi, for this amazing session. And guys, now it is the time we are opening the floor for question and answers. So if you have any doubts, any queries, yeah, Deep has raised his hand. So Deep.
Yeah, I have a question regarding thalassemia. That
Yeah.
as regular blood transfusion is also not able to give a patient more than 20 to 25 years lifespan. So should we focus on blood donate, or should we focus more about awareness about test before marriages? It's only
Yeah.
about the thalassemia cases I'm talking about.
Yeah, Deep. So the thing is that it's very important to get yourself tested. That is something people have to be very, very aware about. Because with thalassemia minor, so again, if one person has thalassemia minor, your child will still have thalassemia minor. With major, it causes a very huge problem to the family, because then you have to think about finances, resources, and everything. So there's a lot of focus that has to be done on making people aware about testing themselves. Kitne campaigns start hue hain कि people actually go out there and they test themselves. But the thing is that for existing people who have thalassemia, jo every 10,000 thalassemia major cases that are added in the country every day, we need to do something about that also. We cannot entirely ignore it. Also, it's very important. We have to make people aware about getting themselves tested in the first place. But blood donation for people who have thalassemia major is also really, it's a very important aspect of it. So we cannot ignore any of the aspects. We just have to create a balance between the two of them.
Guys,
Another
I would like
question.
yeah, yes, please. Okay,
Yeah, another question: how to register as a donor? I don't know the
okay,
process.
so I have shared a link in the chat box, Deep. You can go through it. It's a very simple link. So bloodconnect.org. I will
Okay,
share.
thank you.
Yeah, I will share it again for your convenience. So you can just fill in your details, and our team will contact you for blood donation. And
Yeah.
also, if you want to donate blood, you can contact me on my number. So I will share it once again for your convenience. So if we have any more queries, okay, so if we have any more queries, kindly please ask. You can also type in the chat box, as well as you can unmute yourself.
Anything you feel
Anything, yeah.
comfortable with.